everyone. How are you this morning? Who have we got? Good morning, Suzanne. Good morning, Roz, Barbara, Holly. Lovely to see you this morning. Okay, Funday Friday. Why was it called Funday? Because Lorraine had no idea what she was going to do today. And I had to think of a title. So that was it. But we always have a fun day, and it's always fun to join up together and have a good laugh or a good chat or chew the fat, as they say. But, oh, good morning, Mum. It is a lovely sunny day. We've got some clouds. There's hardly any breeze, and hopefully we'll get the keys today. I know we already have a key, but we're not supposed to go over there. It's only the owner that's given us the key, not the real estate. So we'll just see how that goes. We have managed to get a truck, a removalist truck is coming on Tuesday. So that's pretty good. Happy with that. They're going to take out the big stuff like the beds, the cupboards, the bigger stuff that's too heavy for us to handle. So, because we're getting old. Very overcast in Melbourne, is it? I don't even know. It's not very hot out there at the moment. I don't know what we're expecting. My husband usually tells me in the mornings what the weather's going to be, but yeah, not this morning. Alrighty, my name's Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the Fraser Coast area in Queensland, Australia. And so I can help anyone in this area. Hi, Kerry, how are you? Or from anywhere in Australia. So if oh, we've got goodness knows how many trucks going past here at the moment. I tell you, that's 3 in a row. So if you're anywhere in Australia and you'd like some help or a catalogue or anything like that, just let me know and I can help you. Your husband's a weather guy as well, Kim. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's me. So because I said it was Funday Friday, it's going to be a bit of fun. I've got a sort of an idea of what I want to do. I've got an idea of what colours I want to use. We're going off of the Christmas today, although I suppose it could be slightly Christmassy if that's what we wanted it to be. So let's go down to the desk and see. Now, where's my desk? Oh, there it is. Alrighty, so clean. I cleaned it all off this morning. Cleaned all this off this morning, and my scissors that I used yesterday for tear and tape were all sticky. So one of the things that I always do when blades or anything gets really sticky, hi Elizabeth, how are you? Good to see you. 28 in Brisbane today. Wow. I have a bottle of eucalyptus oil, and I find with the scissors it's really good because with it being an oil, it also frees them up. And literally you can just wipe any sticky stuff off of your scissors or anywhere really with eucalyptus oil. If you're putting it on somewhere else, and you know obviously you have to use a paper towel and get rid of it afterwards so that you don't have the oil. But yeah, I've had this pair of scissors for probably, oh gosh, I wouldn't even like to know how many years I've used these, and they're still as good as anything. So yeah, use the eucalyptus oil for that. It's great for getting sticky bits off of jars and things like that as well. So a very handy little oil that one is, and it's great too if you've got a cold. You can put it on a tissue and stick it under your pillow or whatever you want to do. All right, so today I'm not doing anything too too spectacular, but we will end up with a card. So I want to use, I think today I'm going to use Very Vanilla, and I'm going to also use what? Early Espresso, I think. So let me just grab those. Yeah. Make sure that's Very Vanilla and Early Espresso. So the other thing I did yesterday was I had, where I've been doing cards. Hi Debbie, how are you today? Where I've been doing the cards. Hi Barbara, I don't know if I said hello to you. When I've finished, I just sort of chuck the bits of card into a box. So yesterday I went through and I chopped up all my bits that were big enough, got made into either card bases, or some have just been left here because I know that I can make card bases out of them, and or mats. So I had a bit of a clear up and a whatever yesterday. So yeah, there we go. Lots of, I got a bit, had to do something to get away from the packing. That's good. Good to hear it, Debbie. All right, so I'm going to use the Very Vanilla, and as I'm saying that I have these things, I suppose I should look and see if I do have, no, that's not, a Very Vanilla base, but I don't I seem to have everything but. And the other one I'm going to want is, what's that? That might work. So instead of me cutting another piece, I'll just have a look-see. All right, so let me get started. So we're going to use, today we're going to use this paper here, which is from Autumn Toil. That's the 12 by 12. And I'm also going to use, where are they? These deer in here. And I'm going to cut some circles from Spotlight on Nature. Okay, so let me have a little look-see at what I'm going to do. So first off, I'm going to cut a card base. And I'll move my cup of tea so that I don't knock that all over the floor. I put a new blade in as well, which was good. So what do I want? I want 5 3/4 by 8. Yeah, yesterday, if you remember, I was getting quite a fuzzy cut. So today I have changed it. Well, yesterday I changed it. Okay, so that's the card base. Now the layer, let me see if that's the right layer. It is, look at that. So I can pop that away again later because I won't be using it. So I'm doing a layer in the Early Espresso, and then I want another layer, a smaller layer, and I will cut this from here, which is 3 1/2. I think it's by 5 1/4. And this will fit, this will go right on the top there. So I love these colors together. Hi, Cheryl. How are you this morning? Good to see you. Inika's here as well, is she? I didn't see you come on, Inika. Sorry. Yes, there you are from the Netherlands. What's your weather like at the moment, Inika? Is it a bit cool? You got so I'll grab that back in a minute. So I want to pop this through an embossing folder, and I think just for the because what we're using elsewhere, that one's brick. I'm sure I've got a wood one here somewhere. Oh, that's interesting. I thought I had a die at a folder with like wood. In those two, I know that. There we go. What's this one? Birchwood. So I'm going to pop this through. So I'm going to use this one, the Birchwood embossing folder. With the embossing folders, I don't know if they're still current. I just use what I feel like I want to use at the time. So, all right. I'm going to pop that right in the middle. About there, because if you can see, I don't know if you can, there's like a large knot that would be in the wood there. So I'm just going to I want that to be part of it, I think. Just pop that through. So this was a 3D folder. So we only used the base plate, the number 1 plate. We took away the 2 and 3s and we used the specialty plate number 4. I'll put it all back together, otherwise I won't have a clue where it is. Okay. Oh, wow. How awesome, Debbie. You're getting there. Sorry, I'm just catching up a little bit here. So it's raining at your place, Roz. I think Mum would like rain up in Bundaberg. It tends to, we tend to get more most of the time. But a few weeks ago, they got a lot more than us. Hi, Glenda. How are you this morning? Good to see you. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that. You can see the embossed piece on top of there. So I'm going to put that. Will I put that down now? Yes, I will. Put that down now. So I think this one too could be, it would make a good mail card. I'll put a little bit of extra glue on there simply because it's embossed, and because it's 3D, it's quite a deep embossing folder. So that's what I've got there. Now what I thought I would do, there are some of those little deer on here, but I only want to strip probably, I don't know, let me have a little look-see, probably 1.5 inches or 2 inches, maybe. Let me see how big 2 inches is. I might cut it at 2 because then I can always change it again later. Cut it a bit thinner if I want to. So what I want to do is make like a, and I think I'm going to go 1.5 after all. I'm going to pop it down here, but I'm going to make it into a tag. So let me go, let's try 1 3/4 first. I know this is a bit of a waste, but I also want to see what I've got on the pattern for what else we're going to pop on there. You know what? I think the 1 3/4 will be fine. And then I want to go to about here. So let's see what about here is. So let's go 3.5. And that's nowhere near where I want it. So I'm going to just cut this off because I know which piece of the card I want. So I think I will, oh, no, I'll go for, I think that's a bit better. And that way then I get this deer in here with the tree and like the little, I suppose you'd call it a river or stream or something like that, and that's going to sit on there. But what I am going to do is I'm going to make this into, I can't believe it, they've just come to get, excuse me just for one moment, the guys have come to pick up the skip. Oh, well maybe they're putting another one there then. Shows how observant I am. I thought they'd come to pick up our skip, and my husband tells me it went Friday of last week. All right, so let me now cut this. Now I didn't get any of those tag looking ones of these. So all I've done is cut it up the middle and then gone in from each side, which has given me the tag, which is what I wanted, like that. Okay, excellent. My dog's really funny. If it's raining, she'll ask to go out. She'll take a look out the door and then she'll look at me as if to say, are you kidding me? I'm not going out there. I'll hold on. All right, so we have that like that. I do want to cut now a couple of circles, and I also want to cut those deer. So I'm going to take those out, and I'm just going to, I only want like this part here. I don't want the rest of it. So once I've cut it, I will chop that off. And in here, I think with Spotlight on Nature, I believe you can still get the dye, the dyes. I'm not so sure about the I'm not so sure about the stamps. Right, so I definitely want something that's going to fit that. And I'm thinking, I sort of want these patterned ones more. And I need 2. So I want 1, and then I want an inner one that's going to still, I didn't really want the really big one, but we might need that. That might be too big. No, that's way too big. That one does the job that I want there. And I think these are the same size. They're just a different pattern. Let me have a look at, or are these the same size? These may well be the same size. This is Stylish Shapes. Let me see what I can do with those. So I want, That's a wee bit better. And then do that on the outside. I think I'll have to go with Stylish Shapes and not Spotlight on Nature. Okay. So I'm going to cut the larger one in the Earl Espresso. And the smaller one is going to be in that should come out of there. See, these are all the little pieces that I throw down onto a heap. And then I have to clean it all up. And I wish I'd done it before and all those things. So let me just do these. We did trivia last night. We probably should have stayed home, to be honest. We didn't have one of our better nights last night. Usually we're somewhere within the top 4 to 6. Not last night. Didn't happen. Okay, so that's what I'm going for. I think what happened too is we started with a, what do you call it, where they start you with a minus, that, because last week we were 3rd, 4th last week. So yeah, that's how they work it. Depending on what else you've done, they okay, so I'm going to have to pop that up there because I really did want to leave that deer there. And I can pop that up towards the top, I think. What do you think? And then we can, shall I put it? Oh, no, I can pop it there. It's just he's smack bang in the middle, isn't he? I didn't work that out very well. Or I could cover him all together. No, because I could cover him all together like that because we are going to have these deer in here like this. So I think that will work. I'm going to do those in, what will I do them in? I will do them in, I'm going to cut them out of here. So I'm keeping with the very vanilla, but I'm going to colour them. And that's right, they don't cut right out. So you sort of get that effect. But what you can do then is you can cut them where you want them. So I'm just going to cut that there. And I'm going to cut it there. And then I can decide which part I want. And you know what? That actually fits better. So I'm going to cut them off of there. And then I'm going to do a half circle or a third circle or something like that. I'm not leaving that like this for the bottom so that they have something to ground on. So I might do that with this. And I'll cut it at the same as that smaller circle, which I think was that one. Yep. So I'll cut another one of those. This one doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be chopped. So what's everybody got planned for the weekend? You got big things happening? Oh, thank you, Inika. We all know what I'm going to be doing at the weekend. Hi, Tanya. Lovely to see you. All right, so now I only want a part of this. So I definitely don't want half. I think probably about there. And then I can pop it there. And then these little things can come up higher. So let me cut this now to about here. This is all, you know, what you're seeing now is me when I do my, how am I going to do this? I'm wondering whether to do those deer in pecan pie. I'm just going to check it. Or I might just use what I have on the, there's not much on there. And I really don't want a lot. So it's just a question of giving them a bit of colour like that. And probably a weeny bit darker for the, just daubing that because it's a little bit darker for those little tree bits in between there. The rest of it's not really going to show, but I will just cover it. Okay, so wipe this off. So this is what I've got. Close that, Lorraine. Now that happened yesterday. I keep getting a thing come up which says leave the site. Now, why would I want to leave the site? Did I disappear? Okay, so that is going to go. I'm going to have to chop a bit more off. I don't really want to stick them on individually. I'll take a bit more off of this side, so I could probably. How does that look? So we could have that, and then I can pop. I'm going to cut this even smaller, just this little bit to go across the bottom like that. So that's the plan. All right, let's get these on there without any more mucking around. So little dabs of glue. But I should have got my handy dandy dauber thingy out. Do you like the expressive words? So I'm going to put that. I should have checked with the other bit too, shouldn't I? So I'm just going to pop that bit down there, wasn't I? And I think that will work perfectly. So I'm just going to pop that on there like that. And then well, there you go. That's one thing I'm looking forward to over at the other place is we will have a garden. We don't have very much of a garden here. We basically have probably about 2 meters from our front door to the main road. It is grassed. Sorry, I'm just trying to work this over like that. There we go. but there's not a huge amount of room. So I think I'm just going to put those there sort of like that. I think my idea of having that other deer in there or stag in there wasn't such a brilliant one. All right, so now I'm going to stick this down. The deer die is in, it's in the Light and Wonder. It comes in with this one. That's it there. Okay, so the Light and Wonder just has the words and that on the front, but it has the deer and everything, and it actually goes with the Aurora, yeah, that word set. Rather cute, isn't it? I love anything to do with nature, with forests, with trees. I'm a little bit weird like that, but I was brought up in the New Forest in England. So we actually come from a forest area. Yep, I think that will work like that. I'm going to stick this one down, but I'll pop the whole thing up. You have that set? It's funny, isn't it? Because, you know, before I came on, I was thinking, what's the name of that set that has the circular dies with the patterns on? And could I remember it? No, not at all. I could not think of it at all. And then suddenly it popped into my head, which was probably a good thing. So, yeah, I'm going to pop that up on there. I'm intrigued now to know why or if they've brought another skip in. If they have, it means they're going to start the roof of the garage. So those of you that will remember that we had our roof done on this house quite a few weeks ago now. Okay, who stole it? Who stole the take pick tool? Can't be that far away, I tell you. It's not in there. That's weird. That's where it usually is. Boom, boom. Okay, new scissors. Where it's gone? Oh, here it is. Look, right in front of me. Okay. So now I just want to stick these on here. And I'm going to pop it maybe there, like that. Now, I think I will put some sort of a grating down the bottom there, but I think that looks, yes, from Autumn Trees. Is that Autumn Trees? Oh, is there a deer die in? I'm lost. Yeah, the Light and Wonder that goes with the Aurora. That's it. Yeah. Definitely, Kim, from the Light and Wonder. I absolutely love this one. I love this wording down here, love, light, wonder, and magic, because you can use like embrace the love, embrace the light, embrace the wonder, embrace the magic. You can do may your day be filled with love, light, wonder, or magic. Just, I think this is just great. And that was one of the reasons that I did get this, was because of these this wording. I absolutely love that wording. Alrighty, so now I'm just going to pop this onto the front of here like this. So I'll show you in a minute. Next week, well, that was supposed to be. Next week, I was going to start the series today, and then I thought, well, what's the point of starting the series on a Friday? And I've still got to come up with a name for it. So I'm going to go with some of these animals. So we've got a panda, a manatee, a hippo, and an elephant. And yeah, and then on this one, which is the adventure kit, outdoor adventure, we have a stag on that one, and we have a wolf. Okay, so I'm quite excited to use both of these with the trees, and we've got other little bits and pieces there. And these, I think I told you yesterday, I painted a box for my father for his medications with a panda on it, which was quite, it turned out really well. I was really happy with that. I've got a cousin who loves elephants. But you know what? And I'm going to try this. I'm thinking you may be confused. I can't check. Maybe someone else can. I'm not sure what you're confused about. Anyway, so what I thought I might even try with this is like a baby card, and maybe do, yeah, oh, it could be a fox. I took it more as a wolf because of the shape of the head, but it could be a fox. Could easily be a fox. I thought about trying this in possibly a blue or a pink as like a baby card, because we have very little. The only thing with these is they don't come with dies. It's just a stamp set. So, and they're a reasonable size, and you can see that you're going to have the white behind it, and the color is going to come in on these parts here. So I thought maybe we could turn it into like a baby card. The deer die is from, so have I put it in the wrong one? I mean, that's quite possible. I'll check it out later. So I could have got it confused. There's the autumn trees. The autumn trees has the stag. You're probably right, because it looks like it might come from there. I do apologize, people. So this one probably didn't have anything in it. This may have got put in the wrong set when we were putting them away one time, because it does look like there's something missing from there. I agree. So I've swapped it over now, and I will double check, but I'm sure you're right. Sorry about that. Yes. Yeah, it's got put into the wrong one. You can be tricked. I was tricked. I'm not sure how it got into the wrong one, but hey, there you go. because I normally pop them back in as I go, but we can see. All right, so this is what we've got so far. I do need an insert for this card, and I think I might do a double insert, but we need to find some wording. So some of this wording here is too big for the front of there, so I'm not going to use that. Let me have a look, see what we've got. Peace on earth, heartfelt prayers, all the best in your new adventure. The other ones I've got are the Christmassy ones, and they're just they're all Christmassy. So I just wanted something a little bit different. I could just do the thank you off of textured notes because I do like that one. And that's true too, Inika. It's very hard at the moment, and if you're sort of if you don't put them away straight away, then you are in trouble. So I'm just going to use that thank you off of there, and I'm going to put that onto. I feel like I should emboss it actually. No, I'm going to stamp it in and put that there like that. I'm going to stamp it onto here, but then I will put a background of early espresso on there. Sort of feel those deer should be a bit darker too. I might take the daubers to them later. It's such a nice stamp, that one. It's even nicer if you get it straight. Okay. Let me see, in textured notes. That doesn't fit it. So the next one would be too big. Let's have a look at perennial postage. I think I'm going to have to go too big with those. That'll fit nicely in there. I know what I'll do. I might just colour the edge. So let me cut that out of there. This is the perennial postage. This is one of the first sets I ever bought, I think. So I've got the thank you. And I think what I'll do is just, what did I do with that brush? Just very gently go around the edge. I only have the big brushes, so I think I might have to invest. I think I might have to invest in some of the smaller brushes, actually. And thank you for bringing that to our notice. Kim, using binoculars instead of binoculars. One of the grandsons will be 14 soon, so oh, that's lovely. It would make a nice male birthday card. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to pop this down in that corner there. I'll pop it on dimensionals to give it a bit of a lift. You got me wondering now whether I put anything else in the wrong place. Ah, now that's an interesting tip for everybody. Makeup brushes. Alrighty, so that's the front. Do we like that? I probably should have put a long and that's exactly the same with me, Sue. Exactly the same. It's like, no, I'm not going to get that. Don't want it. Have no use for it. And then I see someone use it and I'm like, oh, maybe I could have used that. I'm testing my luck here. No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, so although I didn't get all of the Christmas ones, I was determined I wasn't going to get all of the Christmas ones because to me, they're only here for a season and a reason, not a lifetime. So for me, that's, I mean, I know none of them are here for a lifetime, but they can be because, you know, for anyone who's not doing videos and that sort of thing, you can use whatever you like. You'd be surprised what I use when I'm not doing a video. So that is that. I just want to cut an insert for this, and I'll use that brush again for this. So I want this to be, and I don't think I'm going to get it out of there. Let's see what else I've got. I don't want white. And after all that, I've got to get another piece out. So I'm just going to cut the insert at 5.5 by 3 3/4. So this is going to go on the inside, but I'm going to do exactly the same again, just so that it shows up. And I'm going to have to get that early espresso out again, just so that it shows up when we place it on the other piece of white. So white, you knew what I meant. That should show up nicely now. Wipe all this off. I do love the glass mat for this. You don't have to be searching for a piece of paper every 5 minutes. Okay, glue this in. A Q-tip, yes, I could do that. I don't have any in here at the moment. I have daubers, but they might be too big as well. But I will pop a bit of darker stuff on there at a later time. And this is just going to go into the middle. Like that. Now, do you think we need any okay. I noticed yours were different, Suzanne. So this is the card. Now, I don't think I need any glitter on it, but I was wondering whether we should pop just a couple of, what's those new colour ones? Let me have a look at those. Oh, no, I don't think we want any of those. We'll go that bottom one. These are Pearls of Beauty. These came in my last order. No, so we've only got, that might go with it. So that's a contender. And let me, I know that I've got some that have, there's those, and there's these. These are pressed flower motifs, and I think they will possibly, I do have these. I'm going to take these two out because, thanks, Roz. I'm going to take these two away because I don't want either of those, I've decided. These are the Cajun Craze and Gold. And then we have these, which are the, geez, they're heavy. I'll tell you, they're really heavy, these ones, which are the pressed flower motifs. So we're going to have one or two. Which do you think? Gold, we could have a look at gold. We have these ones here, which are their flower accents, they're called. The dark ones. Barbara's is 2. Yep. So number 2 it will be. Now, what am I doing here? These have to go back in here. These have to go back in here. We're using these. All right. So has anybody else got these? They are like little flowers. I don't know if you can see. They're I mean, they're heavy. So maybe pop. I'm gonna have to put one on there somewhere. Maybe, oh, I don't know. I'm gonna put one over here. Maybe one there. And I'm supposing I'm gonna have to put one there somewhere. I'm just not really sure where yet. maybe in the middle. Does that look a bit? You know what? I don't think I'm going to touch that. I'm going to put one here. There we go. So I've just popped them in those places there. It is hard to keep up, isn't it, sometimes, with how many people come on and having to say hello to everyone. And when we're doing the videos, if we don't, one on the DSP, so which remove this one here maybe, and pop one maybe where? Maybe there? Is that could have gone down here? Yeah, like I said, putting these things on is probably the worst part of making a card for me, because I can never choose where I want to put it, and that's why I tend to do that 3 dots, 3 dots in a row, because it's a cheats way out, I have to admit, but it makes it easier. Thank you everyone for the thumbs up, I really appreciate it. Where I had it was great. What are you girls doing to me? What are you doing to me? I can't even remember where I had it. Did I have it about there or something? Anyway, I'm going to darken up those deer just a tad when I'm finished. So, and that's just the inside. We can put another greeting in there if we want to, but it is a good masculine card. Thanks, Barbara. I mean, you know, thank you, happy birthday, any of those you could, yeah, like a triangle. That's what I was always sort of try to do. Okay, all righty. It's Tanya. Don't blame each other, girls. Please don't blame each other. All righty, so there we go. That is today's card. I honestly, coming on here in the mornings, like, I feel sometimes that I shouldn't. Okay, Suzanne, hopefully I'll catch you, but we've got to go into the real estate. Yeah. You know, I come on here sometimes and it's so good to come in and have a laugh and a joke and a wonky triangle. And, you know, I've sort of thought to myself over the last few days, maybe I shouldn't do this and I should just keep doing, you know, the packing and what have you. But, you know, we all need that little bit of a break and that little bit of fun. Thank you so much, everybody. If we've got anybody sitting in the sidelines, please, if you're ever on, again, feel free to join the chat. These ladies are fantastic. We always manage to have a good laugh. And also, if you would like to know when I'm on again, if you could subscribe, press the little notification bell and you'll be notified when I'm on next. So I usually come on Monday to Friday at 9:30 a.m. But if I do get called into work that I have to miss, and also like at the moment, because we're going to have the internet changed over. So that is very true, Inika. That is so true. We do need spring and summer cards, but you know, there's other things that we can use. Like Suzanne did the tree, this tree. Suzanne did that. Someone threw her a challenge, and I've got a feeling that that was Tanya. I'm not sure. To make that into a Christmas card, a Christmas tree, and you know, it looked really great. So it doesn't. I think colors help as well. But yeah. All right, everybody. I hope to see you on Monday. If I don't, of course, I will let you all know. Have a great weekend. Look after yourselves, look after yours, and be safe on the roads, please. And I will see you all after the weekend. Bye for now.